lesson on properties of matter. The topic for this experiment is testing the solubility of liquids. Solubility and miscibility are both terms used to refer to the ability of one substance to dissolve in another substance. The solubility or miscibility of the solute is dependent on the kind of solute and solvent. The term miscibility refers to the ability of a liquid solute to dissolve in a liquid solvent. Solubility is a more general term, but it is more often used to mean the ability of solid solute to dissolve in a liquid solvent. Miscibility is used when talking about the solubility of liquid solutes. Miscible liquids are those liquids that can mix or dissolve in each other in that they are soluble. Immiscible liquids are those liquids that do not mix or do not dissolve in each other. The aim of this experiment is for students to find out which liquids are miscible or which ones are immiscible. For this experiment, we will need 6 test tubes labeled A to F on test tube racks, 4 beakers, 4 droppers, sample of liquids, oil, kerosene, water, and methylated spirit. In this experiment, we are going to mix 2 liquids together, and we will follow the order which is stated in the table. We will first mix oil and water, and then spirit with water, and then kerosene with water, oil and kerosene, oil and spirit, and kerosene and spirit. In test tube A, mix oil and water well by shaking the test tube a little and then place the test tube back on the rack. For test tube B, add methylated spirit and water and mix them well. After mixing, put the test tube back on the rack. For test tube C, we will mix kerosene and water. Put the test tube back on the test tube rack after mixing the liquids. In test tube D, we will be mixing oil and kerosene. Do the same as you did for the previous one. Mix. After mixing, put them back on the rack. For test tube E, mix methylated spirit and oil. After mixing, put the test tube back on the test tube rack. and in test tube F, add kerosene with methylated spirit. Shake the test tube and then put the test tube back on the rack. The experiment: test tubes A, C, E and F have formed two layers and cannot mix, so they are known to be immiscible. The liquid in test tube B, which contains spirit and water, and in test tube D, which has oil and kerosene, can mix, so they are miscible. In this experiment, we have learned that miscible liquids are two liquids that dissolve in each other or liquids that can mix. Immiscible liquids are liquids that do not dissolve in each other or do not mix, and they are clearly seen forming two layers.